Hello, Ghost fans, hunters, skeptics, and Skynet. A special hello to our future robotic overlords. Welcome to the first ever airing of the Skeptic Sanctum. My name's Tom, and the show we're running tonight will be about an hour, or more, maybe less, so hopefully you don't have any fancy dinner plans for the night. As this is our first airing, I'll have to admit I and the team here at SS are more excited than a box of cats. Or a cat's a box. Or, I mean, a cat in a box. Maybe three cats. I don't know, but a bunch of cats in a box. We are pretty damn, excuse me, I mean, darn, gosh diddly darn excited. Anyways, I hope you enjoy tonight's show, for I shall be your guide into the familiar unknown. The Skeptic Sanctum. What are we? Well, we're taking you, our listeners, off the beaten path in this world of paranormal internet radio. While we want to believe, we'd like to see a little more proof into the unknown. We want facts. We want history. We want to believe. So, for our first time listeners, I'd like to explain a format that we use here at Skeptic Sanctum. We're 25% facts, 25% fun, 25% beer, and 25% stuff we just make up. And then there's also 2.5% of organic yak's milk. So for every show that we bring to you from the Skeptic Sanctum, we're going to provide you with 102.5% of pure fun. Now the topic for the show tonight is something a lot of listeners should be familiar with. The tarot.
Tarot.
Used since ancient times for seeing the future and present and to better understand the past. Brought over to Europe from Egypt, these cards were a gift from the Egyptian goddess Thoth, who was actually an alien from space. Alright, no, that may have been a lie.
Yeah, let's get some facts out by starting by pronouncing tarot cards correctly.
Hey, now look, if they didn't want me to pronounce the T at the end of tarot, they shouldn't have put one there. Anyways, listeners, allow me to introduce my audio monkey, Raven.
Hello.
Now, usually I won't have Raven in the booth with me, especially since she's got these sweaty palms tonight. Ew, stop it. But tonight is a special occasion. She knows a lot about tarot cards, and by a lot, I mean more than me. So, how long have you been using these magical cards?
About 10 years, Dad.
What? 10 years? I'm your father. I didn't know this.
Well, there I am. I'm really afraid to break it to you, but there are a lot of things you don't know.
Do I want to know?
I don't really know. I mean, you might take me out of the inheritance if you do.
Alright, moving on. Alright, here's some correct information on tarot cards. What are they? Well, a quick and easy summary is they're simple playing cards that have symbolic meanings. Made popular by a Frenchman, Jean-Baptiste Allit, who renamed himself Attila by spelling his name backwards. It was in 1785 he published a book on using tarot cards for
oracle meanings.
Yes.
Before
that, the cards were used in Italy and other places in Europe just as playing cards. The earliest records of these tarot cards in Italy were started in about the 15th century. While pictured playing cards were mentioned in the early century, the first official tarot deck wasn't around until the mid-century by commission by the Visconti family of Italy. Hand-painted cards, as what the tarot cards were, was a luxury to the upper class. That was until the invention of the printing press, when they became more widely available to everyone. Now, why there are some records of using the cards in the realm of mythos 100 years after the first recorded deck was made it wasn't until the 1700s that people began to assign meanings to the cards. It was the French pastor Antoine Court de Gabelin that published a dissertation on the origins of cards, claiming they were from Egypt without using any historical evidence. But this kickstarted Attila's prompt into publishing his own book that jump started the practice of tarot card reading into the mainstream. Now, we're going to take a quick break, a word from our sponsors, and when we get back, we'll dive deeper into the murky depths of the unsure and unseen.
You're alone. You're walking in the woods in the cold Canadian wilderness. You're lost. It's been how many days since you've seen civilization, another person, a face that isn't a bear's? You don't remember. How could that travel agency that we will leave unnamed leave you here, do this to you? The tour guide stole everything. Even the bus. The bus driver, you already had to eat him. He didn't taste very good. To avoid situations like this, you think to yourself, as you begin to saw off your pinky finger, the pinky finger that will give you energy for the next maybe 2 days. Maybe I should have used a different travel agency. You should have. Next time you want to travel, you should go with Horizons of Vancouver. We will never ditch you out in the Canadian wilderness to the mercy of bears and the responsibility of dragging around the carcass of the former tour bus driver in order to eat him. So next time you are feeling adventurous, give us a call or find us online at horizonsofvancouver.com. Book your tours today.
And this is Honesty Hour with Benjamin Benjamin.
Now, how fortunate we are to have Horizons of Vancouver as our sponsor. Sadly, though, we don't have a camera set up in the studio here, or you'd be able to see this beautiful boat they gave us as product placement. Maybe we'll use it next week, and that could be a hint for our next week's show. Now, back to the tarot cards. Tarot. We know the history of them, but if they're so old, how are they so popular? Not that old things can't be popular, unless it's expired yogurt, and that's not very popular at all. But what is popular about the cards aside from the cards themselves? We do have some myths about them. Now, Raven, having used them for as long as you have, what are some of the common misconceptions you have heard about these cards?
Oh, goodness, there are a lot of misconceptions about tarot cards. One of the most popular ones that is even still believed today is the fact that the cards come from Egypt. It has been proven time and time again that the cards have no connection to Egypt at all, save for the ones that was made up by the French pastor. And in it, he had believed that they had came in from Egypt, and they were a gift from the Egyptian goddess Toft, who was apparently the moon goddess. And aside from that myth, which is again one of the most popular ones, the next one is the meaning of a lot of the cards. In a tarot card deck, there are 5 suits, 4 normal ones, and then a final suit called the Trump, or Major Arcana. In the Major Arcana, there are cards that have unique names, such as the Tower, the Lovers, death,
Ew.
and the devil.
Ah.
A lot of people think the cards such as death and the devil are bad cards.
They sound pretty bad to me.
Everything sounds bad to you.
No, that's true.
And but the reason why they could be bad cards is simply because, well, media interpretation, religious interpretation, in movies and TV shows, especially in movies and TV shows for modern day interpretation that depict a character picking up a card, looking at it, and gasping, "Oh, you got death. That means you're going to die."
Are you sure that you know what death means?
Are you sure you know what death means?
Are you sure that you're sure that I'm sure that you know what death means?
Absolutely.
Okay.
See, death doesn't mean that in the tarot.
Oh, okay.
Now, one of the other, like I said, one of the other misconceptions is a religious thing. Religious fear over the cards due to the occult history that they have behind them. A lot of symbolism in tarot cards can be led back to, one for the Templar, which people had thought for a very long time to be a Christian Catholicism type background, really delved more into Satanism than it was believed. And they used a lot of those influences, so it is said in the tarot cards. But again, historically, there are no connections. It's just during the time that the cards were made, those were popular symbols at the time. It's just like they were just the goths of their era. So sadly for the cards, with this bad, terrible history they have, they're actually just very simple playing cards. You can use a deck of tarot cards to play poker if you so wanted to.
Now, here at Skeptic Sanctum, we are first about education. So, would you like to explain a few of these cards for our listeners?
Oh, absolutely. I love education. Now, the cards I'll be explaining are the ones I mentioned earlier from the major arcana. The Lovers, Death, the Devil, and the Tower. I've done over several hundred readings for people, and these are the cards for first timers that I always see a little hint of fear in their eyes or discomfort in their voice, or a little strange whimper of joy when they see the Lovers. Well, the Lovers, it's usually associated with just romance, but there is no reason for love to be romantic. It doesn't always have to be that way. When a hand draws the Lover's card, it could also be for family style love, platonic love, or even making major life choices. Mature life choices, by the way, not, "Oh, I should buy a new car this weekend. I think that would be a great idea because I'm a mature adult." No, it's more like, are we ready to have a new kid or something? That's what this card really depicts. Death now, people always assume that it's just dying. It really isn't. With the tarot, it's actually hardly the case at all. Cards cannot predict when somebody is going to die. They can help a person realize that a relationship should probably come to an end. The Death card is also about beginnings. When something ends, something else can begin. And lastly, this card is also about reflections. If a hand contains the Death card, it's probably just time for you to do reflections on things that are happening in your life. There really is nothing bad about this card whatsoever.
Other than it's death.
Well, everything can be death in the end. Now, the Devil card is one of the most popular ones for movie misconceptions. This card does not actually mean the legit devil. Instead, the card stands for what the devil does technically stand for: enslavement, addiction, and temptation. And these are the most common meanings for the card, but depending on the deck, every card can have a different meaning listed. Um, that is a good note to just do a small tangent on, is that the meanings really aren't set in stone. The cards were around for over 100 years before somebody gave them meanings. Um, but when people, going back to the card, when people think addiction, they usually think drugs, sex, violence, video games, more drugs.
Facebook.
Yes. Well, or Candy Crush.
Candy Crush.
Yeah, Candy Crush, rock and roll. Um, but what about an addiction or an enslavement to a favorite TV show? I mean, who can you be hurting if you sit down and watch CSI Miami for 24 hours other than yourself? Never mind, don't answer that one.
Marathon time.
Okay, maybe that was a bad example. But like, okay.
Oh, look, Burn Notice is on. It's a marathon.
We're not. We are in the middle of a show. We can't marathon Burn Notice. Temptation isn't always so bad. I mean, temptation to eat the all-you-can-eat pizza at the all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. Okay, that one's also pretty bad too. You should not eat all the pizza at the pizza buffet. Okay, so maybe the devil's not the best card, but it's not the worst card.
Please tell, what is the worst card, Death and the Devil or not?
That would actually be the Tower.
Oh.
The Tower is, even for people who know a little bit about the show, I mean, a little bit, yeah, hold on a second. Okay. Sorry about that. No, but, for people who do know a little bit about the tarot, is, the Tower always does seem to lead back in almost every deck that I've ever dealt with, and I have had several decks over the past 10 years, that the Tower always leads back to the Tower of Babel. And so it's thanks to biblical interpretation and media misinformation that the Tower does mean something bad. In most cases, in most decks, the Tower is disaster, and that is a pretty strong word. So is surrender. But in a way, each of these words could also not be a terribly bad thing. A pillow fort in your living room, is that really a bad disaster? Or is surrendering the bowl of popcorn to the person you're watching a movie with, is that so bad?
I love popcorn.
That was also another bad example. Since the Tower is, again, related to the Tower of Babel, the card can also be related to egotism. But it doesn't really say whose ego is at fault, or even if there is an ego at fault at all. And in a day and age where confidence is at an all-time low, and what is wrong with a little confidence?
Well, that's rather informative. Now, what about these other suits that you mentioned?
Well, the other four suits, these are known as the minor arcana, and they're made up of cups, otherwise known as chalices, coins, also known as pentacles, swords, and wands. And each suit has their own motivation or common ground for their meanings. The chalices are usually about emotions and relationships, pentacles tend to be about money and security, swords, intellect and conflict, and wands, inspirations and projections. Some decks even go so far as to gender the suits, as if cards really need to be male or female. The chalices and wands being feminine, and the pentacles and swords being masculine. And these cards, the minor arcana, can also be translated into your typical Harley Quinn deck, where cups, if I do remember correctly, could be hearts, pentacles could be diamonds, swords could be clubs. So swords are spades, I do apologize, and clubs are wands. And now, in the end, however, all four suits, even in the major arcana, none of these meanings are set into stone. On this belief there are card decks that have actually been made up without any rules or true meanings to the cards, and these are called oracle decks. Much like the tarot, they all have a meaning depending on the deck, And some of these decks will be based on the zodiac, and they could only have up to 12 cards. But then you can go around and buy another oracle deck, and it has up to 72 plus cards, and all the meanings in that deck are just whatever the person who created the deck felt like.
Again, very informative. I honestly did not know anything about tarot cards.
Tarot.
Oh, right. Before we started this journey. Now, before we end this particular segment, do you think you could do a reading for me?
Oh, um, are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Well, I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years and you've never wanted one before.
Well, I didn't know you were doing it for 10 years.
True. Okay, so a little bit before I begin, I have several decks.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a few steampunk inspired ones, a dragon inspired one, but the one I will be using is Liz Dean's Golden Tarot. The deck is inspired by the original tarot card deck painted over 600 years ago by Italian artist Visconti Fossora, where the deck was painted with real gold, as well as the Raider Wyatt deck, who published the first tarot card deck to give pictures to the minor arcana. The cards in my deck, however, were painted by Melissa Loneley.
So, how many cards are usually drawn for a typical reading?
Up to 12 cards can actually be used in the most common spread that you would get at a professional psychic.
Mm-hmm.
However, I find 3 cards gets the job done just as efficiently when I'm reading for people, which is what I'll be doing now. The first card, now I will be explaining the spread to you as I shuffle my deck. The first card will be the past. It is a sort of a summary of what has happened to you in the years, months, days, minutes prior to this very moment. And now the second...
Will it know that we're doing the show?
It might actually know that you're doing the show.
Wow.
It might have known about the poop that you took before we actually started and everyone told you not to.
Hey.
The second card is the present, and that's what's happening right now.
Now?
Now. Right now.
But now just happened.
And it will always happen. Now is constant.
Now. Okay, we have now.
Yes. Now, the third card is the future. It is a summary of the past and present to try and give you an idea of the things that are come. Are you ready?
I'm gosh diddly darn ready. Let's go.
Alright, your first card is the Tower.
Crap! You said that's a bad card.
Oh, it'll be okay.
Oh.
I mean, we're going to draw another card. I mean, you have some redemption coming. The second card is the High Priestess.
Alright, that's kind of cool.
She's reversed.
Reversed?
Yes.
Why is she upside down?
Okay, now something I did forget to mention is that whenever you have tarot cards, they have a meeting whenever they're right side up, and then they have another reading when they're facing the opposite direction, and we call it the reversed meaning.
Okay, I think I understand.
Yes. Now your last card is the Ace of Swords.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so what do these cards mean? Alone, you already know what the Tower is.
Yeah. Destruction,
egotism, surrender.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that one. Can you throw that one back and get another one?
No. The High Priestess is usually, what she usually means is understandings, better acceptance of your femininity, your secrets being kept safe. But now that she's been reversed, well, this is sort of negative. You're lacking an understanding, or your secrets are spilling out all over the place.
Not my secrets, no!
Lastly, the Ace of Spades, which you usually... I'm sorry, the Ace of Swords, but hey, that's funny there because spades and swords. The Ace of Swords, which simply means success or progress. Sometimes it means intelligence, but I'm just not feeling it from this reading right here.
Now that sounded to me like the only good thing in that hand. Now before you begin,
Oh dear.
I would have to say I can see, in the short time that you've taught me about tarot cards, I know where you might be going with this. So, this is my reading. This is how I'm reading this, all right? It was a disaster when I bought all those timeshares. I really did surrender a lot of money to that. And now everyone is finding out and calling me Timeshare Tom.
Oh dear.
Now, it isn't very funny,
No.
but I can see this
This ace.
ace.
Yeah, that's the ace card right there.
All right, this beautiful ace card has given me hope that if I work hard, I could very well get the tarnish off the Tom name, so I have a chance. That's what you were going to say, right?
Well, yes, absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. That you were absolutely right, and you work hard enough. You're not going to be Timeshare Tom anymore. You're going to be Redemption Benson.
Woohoo!
And who doesn't want to be Redemption Benson? You had a great reading.
Wow.
That'll be $8.50.
What? I'm not paying you. I pay you as much as I pay our intern.
Which is nothing.
Which is nothing, right? So you're amazing. Thank you so much, Raven. I can't believe I've never asked you to read for me before.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure to deviate your fortune.
Wow, fantastic. Well, enough on tarot cards.
Tarot.
I'll never get that right. I think it's time to take a little segment
To our intern, Phoenix. Because she, Ghost fans, is going to be doing a special treat for us for our first airing. She's going to be actually reading some horoscopes, so I hope you're all ready. Now, we're going to be following the classic horoscope pattern. We don't have the new one just yet. Maybe next week, maybe the week after, because that one's a little hard to see the stars from our Ohio backyard with all the cold weather. So, I'm going to be passing the mic to Phoenix. Here we go.
Hello, everyone! Especially Cancers, our first look. We looked at the stars and saw you're going to be very comfortable in your own skin. Rejoice! Take off the skin of your enemy you've been wearing and put your own back on. Geminis, you should totally go spend some more time with those Leos. Tauruses, there are things in your possession. People, objects, emotions that you need to let go before they turn into deep-set jealousy. It is best to let these things go over the side of a cliff. Aries, expect the unexpected. Your in-laws are on the way.
Oh my god.
Not them.
Yes, them. Leos, watch out. The Geminis in your life are going to be wanting to spend more time with you. Don't let them. They're trying to control you, and you don't want them to be in control. You need to be in control. This is very important. Take control of all the things in your life.
Yes.
All the things. Virgo, it might be time for you to double check who you've been giving your loyalty to. Sports teams should be reevaluated.
Looking at you, Cleveland Browns.
Libra, winter is coming. You may have thought it was leaving, but it is still coming. Scorpios, please stay out of other people's businesses. We understand it's fun to peek in on your neighbors, but do you really want to see someone being murdered?
Have you seen that movie? That guy went through a lot of stress in that wheelchair that he did not deserve.
Sagittarius?
Sagittarius.
Tarot.
No.
Oh.
Now is time for you to plan your dreams. Write down the kind of things you like to dream about, put them in a shoebox, and stuff that under your pillow. Capricorn, today it's anti-gravity day for you. Jump high, but don't knock anything over. It will not end well. Trust me. Aquarius, you're going to be asked to go on an adventure very soon. Monsters are allergic to salt. Let's keep an eye on that.
Don't be afraid to cry. Your tears will only frighten them.
Pisces! Lying to yourself is half the battle sometimes. But don't do it too much. If you end up not being able to trust yourself, who can you trust? Definitely not Gemini.
All right, that was really insightful, Phoenix. Thank you. Wonderful intern work. If we paid you, you'd be getting a raise. All right, back to Tom.
All right, that was very informative. Sorry for those Leos. I'm a Gemini, so oh well. Anyway, I think it's time for the weather.
Ha! Weather! So, it may be raining, snowing, sleeting, foggy, sunny, or hailing in your area. So please dress accordingly. Hard hats are available at your local hardware store.
And that was the weather. Thank you. Now, I'm actually pretty sure we have plenty of time left to be going on to a call-in segment, and we'll be having a few of our longtime listeners calling in. This will be more than exciting.
Oh, first we got some mail.
Oh, mail? Really? Wow. Okay, I love mail.
Yeah, this one came from Tim from Akron, Ohio. He writes, "Hey guys, I really liked your show tonight, especially the part about the UFOs.
What?
Have you ever been abducted? Did the probings hurt?"
Are you sure you got the right
Came to our email. Oh well.
Okay, just toss that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Sorry, Tim, you got the wrong show, but we will.
We appreciate it anyway.
Thank you. We'll save that one for the future and answer it then.
Good idea. All right. Now, one of the unique segments of the show is we're going to have some call in. We're going to talk to some folks that have listened to the show tonight, and I see the phone lines lighting up. So let's go ahead and take the first caller.
Alrighty, but let's do a slight introduction for the phone.
Okay.
Yes, that'll give it more time to just have some more people call in, because I'm sure there are just people lining up.
And this is Honesty Hour with Benjamin on network WXY21 Bubblegum radio station numbers. Yeah, that's us. Honesty Hour. Today, on Honesty Hour, we're going to be celebrating some of the world's most unpopular opinions. Thankfully, because we don't have a telephone, I don't have to hear any of you rebuttaling my unpopular opinions. So I will get started here. My first unpopular opinion of this fine, wonderful American evening is the moon landing was definitely a hoax. Huh? I'm looking into the booth, my production booth. Poor Samantha E. She's panicking. She's picking up telephones. Telephones are just popping into the production booth. Things are getting bad here. They're boring into the. I gotta go. It's time for the telephone.
All right, we are ready for some phone calls.
All right, so we have our phone lines are like phone is ringing off the hook here. Lights are going off everywhere. So let's go ahead and take our first caller. Hi, who's on the line?
Hi, my name's Charlie.
Where are you calling from, Charlie?
I am calling from Backwoods, Alabama.
Backwoods, Alabama. Well, fantastic. What did you think of the show tonight?
I loved every minute of it. I just was really wanting to make sure you guys know that you were encroaching on some very dangerous territory.
Dangerous territory? What are you talking about?
Well, you see, the Illuminati has a lot of connections to the tarot cards.
Wait. The Illuminati?
Absolutely.
And what does the Illuminati have to do with tarot cards?
Well, if you arrange the cards in a certain fashion, you can find hidden notes inside of them telling you where you can find hidden treasures throughout Europe's past. They used a lot of symbols in designing the decks that was used by the Illuminatis and the Templars.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You watch a lot of television there, Charlie?
Oh, definitely History Channel.
I bet. So what you're saying is you're thinking that the Illuminati was responsible for the creation of these tarot cards?
Well, absolutely. All the occult people that you mentioned that helped create the deviations of the tarot cards actually did lead back to the Templars. There was a big hootenanny in England that actually talked about all of this a long time ago. It was a big problem in the 1800s.
I don't even think they know what a hootenanny is in England.
Well, they should now. I just said it.
All right.
Well, also I did just want to say I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, and I am just so happy you guys managed to pick me up tonight.
Long-time listener.
I'm gonna be totally calling again next week.
Well, hey, Charlie, that would be great, but how about, don't call us, we'll call you.
No, I've got to call you. You guys don't call me, because I got to keep an eye on you guys in case you accidentally go back into untouchable territory.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Charlie.
Oh, thank you. Love you.
All right.
He
Wow.
seemed really nice.
No, he didn't. He was a lunatic.
I liked him. I can't wait till he calls back. He cared about you.
No, how did he get her number anyway? Do they even have internet in Alabama?
Last I checked, they do. Maybe. I forget about Alabama sometimes. All right, but we do have another caller.
Oh, wait a minute. We've got some more mail in.
Oh, more mail?
Chuck from Alabama sends in, do more shows about the Illuminati.
I wonder who that's from.
Why does he have our email address too? My God.
I mean, I don't even remember actually posting any of this information anywhere. I am vaguely concerned, but also touched.
Yeah, he's touched. All right, we have another caller. Hey, who's on the line?
Hello, my name is Dan from San Francisco,
Hi, Dan.
California.
Glad you could call in. What's on your mind?
Well, I just wanted to tell you that I don't really believe in anything that you guys talked about.
What do you mean?
I don't believe in the tarot
A lot
cards.
of people don't believe in tarot cards, but some people do.
Oh, no, I mean, I don't believe they exist.
Wait a second. What do you mean you don't believe they exist?
I've never actually seen one in person.
So, since you haven't seen them, they don't exist.
Absolutely. If I don't see it with my own piercing blue eyes, it doesn't exist.
Alrighty then. So, you called us on the phone. You're talking to me.
Right.
Do you believe that I'm here?
No, because I can't see you.
But you're talking to me.
Yes.
So, what am I if I'm not?
Well, how do I know that I'm not dreaming?
Why don't you pinch yourself?
I don't believe in pain.
Oh my God. Alright. So, you don't believe in anything. Is there anything you do believe in?
I do believe in Cheerios.
Oh, Cheerios are good.
I really like the Honey Nut ones.
The Honey Nut ones, excellent.
I did see results of how they lowered my cholesterol. That was good. I believe in that. I believe in low cholesterol.
But can you see your cholesterol?
No, but I could pull a lot of plaque out of my tonsils. And plaque and tonsil plaque are kind of the same thing.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dan. That was fantastic. I didn't need to know that. Wow.
He was also very pleasant. Thank you for calling, Dan.
No. He's not. He was not pleasant. Do we have any more mail?
Yes, we actually have mail from a unsolicited location, and he wrote, "Carriage cards are really cool." And oh, this is really cute. He spelled tarot cards like a carrot. And that just, it kind of makes me really happy. I like this guy. I hope he sends us more mail.
Oh my gosh. Carrot cards, huh?
Yes.
Sort of like carrot cake.
Yeah.
Ah. So edible cards, you can do a reading and then eat the cards afterwards?
That would actually be a really great gimmick for a bridesmaid party.
Alrighty then.
I know what I'm doing when I get married.
Let's get our intern on that. Hey, intern.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're not going to get anything from the intern this time.
Hey, I see we have another caller.
Yes.
Hi, who's on the line?
Hi, my name is Tina.
Hi, Tina. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Lovely place. Been there. Lived there for 4 years.
Really? Well, that's really cool because I'm from New Hampshire.
Real? Wow, I did not know that. Well, good.
Yeah. So I just really wanted to say how great it was to actually learn some information about tarot cards. I've had so many readings done over the past several years, and I really didn't know that much about them. I just kind of started going and seeing a psychic that kind of lived in this shack down the road from my house.
In a shack down the road.
Well, it wasn't really a shack, it's a house, and she kind of just lives in her house and does her business from her house. And, because, it's actually, a lot of people don't really like being next to him, but I do think it's a very prominent business to be a psychic. They make a lot of money, and they can tell you some really nice things. She's got a lot of gold, so I think she does make a lot of money.
Yeah, about that. So how much do you pay for a reading normally?
Well, usually I pay up to $45, sometimes $75, depending on the length of the reading.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll get a big giant spread, and sometimes I'll just get a really tiny spread. And she also does parties. She's really nice.
Yeah.
I call her Madam Tabethia.
Okay, well, fantastic. So what can we help you with?
Well, I was actually just kind of wondering if we could actually have Raven do another reading for me.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's appropriate to do one over the air like that.
Oh, because it's really important, you see, because my Madam Tabethia, she did a reading for me, and it was talking about the love of my life was going to appear, and I was very excited, but I realized that, I'm 28 years old. I'm not going to be able to have babies forever. When is he going to come into my life? Sooner or later?
So when did you have this reading?
Oh, last week on Tuesday.
Did she give you a specific day of when this love of your life was supposed to arrive?
No, she very dramatically waved her hands in the air and told me that the cards aren't very that specific.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I don't know why they were being an ocean.
An ocean. Wow. Well, that's fabulous, Tina. I don't know if we can help you out tonight.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. Do you think I could call back and she could do one for me privately?
I don't know. Well, yeah, that's a good idea. And if we're not here, just go ahead and leave a message, and then I'm sure we'll get back with you.
I like talking on the voicemail. I'll be more than happy to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Tina.
Thank you. I hope to, talk to you guys again soon. Long time caller, first time listener.
All right, Tina. Have a good evening.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
She was really nice.
Why can't we get normal callers?
I thought she was pretty normal.
Normal.
Abby normal, maybe?
Yeah, normal.
Possibly. Do we have any more mail for us today? Oh, look, we do have some mail in. Let's see, this is from, I can't read this guy's first name very well. It looks like I can't even read the name at all. It's in crayon, and I have a bad time reading yellow crayons. But they actually painted a giant picture of Cheerios for us.
Aww.
In the shape of the Honey Nut Cheerio bee, or supposed to. And in newspaper clippings, it says kind of creepily, "Have you accepted Cheerios into your life?" I don't know if this is actually cute anymore. I'm actually kind of terrified now. Yes, Yes, we have accepted Cheerios. Please don't mail us anything else like this again. Now I know how you feel now.
Hey, we got some real mail in.
Oh, you got some real mail?
Yeah, just arrived, and it's from. Let me see who it's from here. Donnie from Chicago. He drew a picture of us.
Oh boy, I love good pictures.
Yeah, look at this. It's got a picture of the intern Phoenix.
Woohoo!
She's adorable.
Aww.
And me, look at me with my hat on and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this thing in the middle is with the horns.
It might be Raven.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right.
It's okay, Raven. We still love
It's
you.
still an adorable picture.
Yeah, I just kind of wish I didn't have all those teeth.
Yeah,
Ravens don't have that much teeth.
They only
No,
have
they
two.
got
They're beaks.
spiky beaks, but yeah.
I don't have that many
Maybe
eyes.
No, it's weird.
I
Anyway,
don't
okay.
have that many eyes
Well,
either.
Nice picture. Thank you so much. That was great.
Yeah, thank you. Now, we've got 10 more minutes left, and I think that leaves us time for just one more caller.
All right. We have somebody on the line.
Hi, my name's Koba.
Hey, Koba. That's an interesting name.
Yeah, see, my big brother wouldn't let me call in. Well, actually, no, he did.
Are you old enough to call in?
I'm 21.
How old's your brother?
Oh, he's 22. I'm not 12.
Oh, okay. You're not 12.
I'm not 12.
Got it. Okay, I understand now.
See, well, I asked him if I could call in, and he didn't say anything. He just said, "Shut up, Corba." So I did,
All right.
and I called you guys anyways.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get you in trouble. Is there anything we can help you with?
Well, I just really wanted to say that I found the show really inspiring.
Inspiring.
Well, you guys brought up points that the cars are nothing but bologna. I like bologna on my sandwiches with no crust. But even though they're bologna,
Wait. We didn't say they were baloney.
well, it kind of felt like it. But what I'm getting to though is that you could still use them, and it could be great and fun.
Yes.
If you let it be.
Yeah.
And, even if they're not real and they don't work all the time, sometimes you just gotta do it anyways because it fills that little hole in your heart that hugs from your big brother that you don't get would fill.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know where to go with that one.
Love me.
Thank you, Koba. All right. Wow.
He seemed really sad.
Yeah, he did. I think he
Can we
needs...
adopt him?
No,
I always wanted a brother.
we're not adopting people that call into the show.
But we have so many cats.
He could take care of the cats.
He did a litter for me. And the dishes.
You don't want a brother, you want a slave.
No.
Another intern.
Another intern. That's
Yeah.
what he had you for.
An intern for the intern.
You can hire your own intern.
I'm a paid intern.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
All right, well, we are down to minutes on the dot, so we would like to throw out some thanks for all the listeners that came in to our first show. Let's see, let's go through the list here of the people that are in the chat. We got Phelps and Holly Joy. Me, I'm in the chat. My dad's in the chat. And then we've got, what was his name? Will. Well, it's Mel, too. And we got Kat and that Ice Guy and Lurker. And, of course, the host of hosts, Ross King. So thank you very much.
Oh, also thank you to Horizons of Vancouver.
For that really nice boat.
Yachts are awesome.
Now, if only we could really completely use it by next week, we would actually have a great show for you guys live from the lake. That's what I'm thinking, because I'm pretty sure there's something out on that lake that needs to be talked to.
Yeah, and we're going to try to find it.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's some trash, a dead seagull, or maybe even a Canadian.
Dun dun dun.
Anyways, though, I mean, again, we're just about up. This has been the Skeptic Sanctum on Paranormal King Radio. Thank you for listening. Again, next week we'll be doing the same time slot, Thursday evening, 9:30 EST to 10:30 EST. And I think that's it. Do you guys want to do any last shout outs? Any questions from the chat that anybody would like us to answer? I don't know what he wants there.
He wants you to sign his baby.
Oh, I don't sign babies.
We said his name. He's happy.
That's all. That's it. Maybe we'll sign your baby next week.
He knows where we live.
What?
He know.
Or I know where he lives.
He know. Yeah.
We know everything about him.
Well, we'll sign somebody's baby next week when we go to the lake.
Sweet.
I need to take some pics because it's still kind of frozen, but hopefully by next week it'll be thawed out.
Maybe our next sponsors will give us some pics. I mean, I'm looking at the list. We got a CBS show lined up for next week's sponsor, Murder Cat. I'm really actually excited to see that show, and we'll have an ad for that coming up next week. All right, thank you guys again for listening to the Skeptic Sanctum. Hope to see you all again next week. Thank you for listening. I can't say thank you enough. This has been a great honor to have you all here. I'm really trying to milk these last 7 minutes, as you can tell. Oh, and yes. So we're gonna leave you guys with just a little tidbit from the beginning of the show. Good night, guys.